Whit Parks. Whit graduated from Newcomerstown High School, where he earned 10 varsity letters and was named first team All-Ohio in football. He was a head football coach in the state of Ohio for 47 years, with his teams winning over 200 games. Selected to coach the Ohio North-South game twice, chosen to coach the Ohio-Pennsylvania Big 33 game in 1994. He was named Division II Ohio Coach of the Year in 1997. He received the Franklin B. Walter Educator of the Year Award. He was inducted into the Muskingum Area Forever Dads Hall of Fame. He was selected to the Ohio High School Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2010. Please welcome into the Tuscarawas County Sports Hall of Fame, Whit Parks.
Good evening. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. Fatherhood's the greatest blessing you ever have. I don't need to tell you that. I want to begin by introducing my family who is here tonight. My wife Beth of 38 years, my son Ty, my son Troy, my daughter-in-law Erica, our grandson Mateo, who's been kind of in and out here tonight, 8 months old. Also my cousin Sandra is here. But these are the blessings of my life, and I'm thankful that they're here tonight. I had the honor to coach both of my sons, which was one of the greatest thrills I've had in coaching. I had great homegrown Newcomerstown parents, Paul and Mary Ann. They would have loved this tonight. My father was friends with both Cy Young and Woody Hayes, and he's a member of the Tuscarawas County Baseball Hall of Fame, class of 1994. I want to thank the W.M. Broad Company and the Tom Little Company for sponsoring my page in the program tonight. The Broad family have been lifelong friends of the Parks family. They're wonderful people. I even worked for them in the summer times when I was home from college. The late attorney Tom Little, who did so much for Tuscarawas County, some of you probably remember him, and so much for Newcomerstown, was one of my two best friends in high school, the other being Tuscarawas County and Strasburg legend Ron Hurst, who's here tonight. I want to congratulate all the inductees here tonight, especially my fellow Trojans, Robert and Jamie. Thank you to the committee for thinking me worthy for this great honor. To receive the call from my former basketball teammate, Randy Addy, that I was being inducted into this inaugural class to represent Newcomerstown High School in my hometown, Newcomerstown, was pretty humbling to say the least. Because all I wanted to do growing up was just be a Trojan. And he said the name Cy Young and Woody Hayes, and I thought, this must be a fake phone call or something. He must be kidding me. But to be mentioned with those two, wow. So, Jamie, you and I are flying in for pretty fast company here tonight. And I've got one Woody story. I used to spend a lot of time in the Newcomerstown Public Library when I was a child, and when I was 8 years old, and I was always attracted to the sports section. So when I was 8 years old, I was in there, and I went over to the sports section, and I saw a book. It was called Football at Ohio State by Woody Hayes. And we grew up hearing about Woody Hayes and Cy Young the whole time we lived in Newcomerstown. And I was enthralled by the diagrams and the circles and the X's and the pictures of the Buckeye greats. And my dad worked across the street, so I went over and I said, Dad, how would I get a book like this for my own? I wouldn't have to get it from the library. And he says, well, we go home tonight. We'll sit down and we'll write Woody a letter and we'll ask him that question. How could you get a book like that? So we did, and we sent it off the next morning. And 2 weeks later, I got in the mail package an autographed book, Football at Ohio State, autographed by Woody Hayes. And it's on my table back here tonight in honor of Woody Hayes. My segment of time in Newcomerstown, Ohio was a special time with many familiar Tuscarawas County names, many of those that you'll still remember. Superintendent Ed Hampshire arrived in Newcomerstown when I was in high school, and he hired a dynamic group of young coaches and teachers as we all entered high school. Dick Gummery, Dave Milburn, Bert Bieber, Jim Heller, to name a few. And I'm sure you're familiar with all those names. And last but not least, Ward Holsworth, my football coach. Coach Holsworth, with his charismatic leadership style, captured the community. Captured also a bunch of hungry young football players. He is in large part the reason that I became a football coach. The life-changing influence he had on me, and I saw what he did for the team, my teammates around me, in the school, in the community. It grabbed my soul. I wanted to be like him, and I wanted to do what he did for other people. And I can say that I patterned much of my coaching career. I didn't coach 47 years. It was actually 37 years as a head coach, 40 years total. But I can actually say that I patterned much of what I did after what Coach taught us. He is the best. I was fortunate, as you see, to cross paths with so many tremendous people from this great Tuscarawas Valley. When I come back here to visit someone, or I come back to a cemetery, or even when I'm driving through to go somewhere else, it always feels like home. And I humbly thank you for the recognition here tonight. Thank you.